What's going on, everybody? This is Jeff with AltCoin Buzz. Here we are looking at the market. We're going to talk about market conditions and also a big move that Google has just announced, according to CNBC. So we'll take a look at that. Yeah, I mean the market is just very sideways right now. I don't know what to make of it, but if we just look over here at GDAX, the order book in the trade box, you can see there's some big green candles and some big red candles. I don't know if these are graduated sell-offs, but it returns back to that support level thereabouts. So, you just see big volume coming in and out, and that's what these red candles are. Is kind of in a way a dump, a big dump. I don't know if it's one or it could be one person, could be one group, it could be a bunch of people coordinating. We don't know, or it could just be natural. That's the big question. Is this a natural market setting, or is it being manipulated, right? So that's what everyone wants to know. But if we dive in here and we take a look on Twitter, we'll go ahead and take a look at this article. So this comes from CNBC. Google will ban all cryptocurrency related advertising. So Google is cracking down on cryptocurrency related advertising. The company will no longer allow ads about cryptocurrency related content, initial coin offerings, ICOs, wallets, and trading advice across any of its ad platforms. The move follows a similar ban that Facebook made earlier this year. So, what's your thoughts on this? Google's cracking down on cryptocurrency related advertising. That means that even companies with legitimate cryptocurrency offerings won't be allowed to serve ads through any of Google's ad products, which place advertising on its own sites as well as third-party websites. So Google, I don't know if necessarily if Google's, they waited longer than Facebook. Facebook was not shy in rolling out that. But let's see what you guys in the community have said. So this is coming off the CNBC Twitter. And so Professor Stephen Hawking passed away. So that's some pretty big news because many people were really into getting information from Stephen Hawking. So here's an article. Okay, this is just regular news, but this is the one we're looking for. So Google will ban all cryptocurrency related advertising. Let's go into the comments and see what people are saying. Google should ban all bank-related advertising too. So this is coming from Jan Lauritz Larson. Interesting comment. Thank God means I have time to stock up before the majority come rolling in. Google has become a joke. What a waste of programming talent. Ooh, that one got 13 likes too, so that's interesting. Yeah, so there's just a lot of information on here. People are saying, then we will use NAS. Okay. Not forgetting about Substratum. That means they are working on Google Coin. Okay. One step closer to China. I take it you're talking about the censorship. Smart, they don't want to shoot themselves in the foot. Okay. So we're just going through these comments. The Google don't unveil its investors in Ripple Coin. Okay. Remember, Google is an early investor in Ripple, is what Sapien is saying, right? All right. So there's lots of information on here to keep in mind. And yeah, I mean, this is just a short video talking about this subject to see what your guys' thoughts are on it. I think I understand why Google's got to do this. They have to, it's been a sticky situation with these ICOs. I was actually thinking to myself, I'm sure they would, especially after Facebook did it. I said, well, doesn't that mean that Google's next? And so here you have it. So it was kind of the inevitable, but it sounds like people are concerned about this level of censorship. So sounds on par with oligarch behavior. That, I think, is what the overall consensus that I'm taking away from this is people are concerned about the censorship. Is that what you guys are mostly concerned about? I don't know. Supposedly, it was the FBI, FB2, general signs of a society moving towards totalitarianism, censorship on YouTube, FB, now ADVT on FB and Google. Okay, so this is the overall consensus, is they're concerned about the censorship, but I think you have to understand that Google also hasn't exactly shown that they are big on censorship. They've been pushed and bullied around by, if you look at the case against the EU trying to censor Google or say get out, it was either stay or get censored. So I mean, Google's had to play this slippery slope. It hasn't always been that Google's just this massive. It's that there's higher powers than Google even that control them, is from what I've understood. And those powers that control them are the ones pushing for Google to censor it and calm it down a little bit. And this goes in on par with the whole fake news stuff. Like, where do you guys take that? I mean, should fake news be on Facebook? And they're saying that Mark Zuckerberg hasn't exactly been sincere about his efforts in censoring fake news. So what's your take on that? I mean, that was the next article up here. Early Facebook investor says Zuckerberg is insincere about fighting fake news. So what is fake news an attempt to censor? I mean, but should people be manipulated by fake news, right? You had that situation happen with Russia where they were saying that Russia was buying ads to manipulate the American election, which ended up being a national laughing stock for the United States, saying, oh, wow, another country can manipulate your country's election. That was laughable for really on the global stage. It's almost just, well, make your own mind up about that. I'll keep my opinion out of it. But should fake news be allowed to be posted if it's fake and it's not true? I don't think so. But it's a tough one because then it also opens the door, Pandora's box, to regulating and, censoring stuff that they consider fake that might not be fake, right? So that's why people have to be careful what they ask for. It's like, do you want that censorship, or do you want to have the police make the mind for your discernment, right? So the police being the Facebook police. Like, are you able to discern what you should and should not consume, or do you need someone to lord over you and make sure you're not consuming certain types of information? And this is a great debate that's taking place much higher levels than even just YouTube. I mean, this is actually an ethical discussion that's taking place. Is like, does the government need to expand, and do we need a bigger government, or do we need less government and more personal accountability? And that's where you become an intellectual and you have to really start analyzing this, because you can't just I can't just make a decision based on an article that I read on the internet. I have to really take a step back, realize what the debate is or the discussion is, and then say, well, what do I really think? It's like guns. I mean, I don't even want to touch that subject, but there's two sides to it. There's take the guns off the streets, and then there's, hey, let us have the guns because we're responsible. So you have these two discussions that take place, and you're seeing that now with cryptocurrency, and where a bunch of people are advocating for the rights of cryptocurrency while others are saying censor that. Because people do things to get themselves in trouble, and then they have to do what? They have to invite the courts and all that. So, just a slippery slope we live in. But we'll see. Let us know in the comments what you think. We'll see you next time.